So I'm up to video 5 in this challenge I set myself to record 100 videos and see what I saw in doing so. And it occurred to me today that sharing what I'm up to, why, and also what it's done for myself and for others would be a great way to kick things off again. And really, that's been about understanding the human experience, like understanding what it takes to get from that feeling of impossible to possible again, and the power that comes with that. And I've had a bit of gap between videos because I've been a little bit in that feeling of impossible. And what I see just so clearly is how, but when I'm in a feeling of possible, like everything I look at on my list, I know exactly what I want to do. I know how to move it forwards. I have the energy to move it forwards. And yet sometimes I'm not in that place. And that a feeling or the way I'm thinking can just be the difference between one and the other. And there's such a contrast in moving from that place of being stuck and overwhelmed to feeling energized and capable. And really, the phrase that's coming up for me today is it's the only game in town. Because again, this morning, yesterday, after a day before that, where I was in that stuck place, that energy was back. And everything on my list, I could just see, even the things I wasn't sure about, I knew what to do next. So it's been a busy few days since I recorded the last video. I went to a conference, Three Principles in London, that was looking more at the power of understanding how we work as human beings and how unlocking that can be. I spent some time at a mental health event. I have a role as a public partner, and that was fascinating seeing all the innovations that were taking place in that area. But coming back to that, it's the only game in town. It just reminds me that that's where my passion is. That's where it's been for myself in understanding how to move forwards with what I want to do in life, helping other people to do that, even in the charity work that I do, where again I see the difference of that perspective brings in helping people to see things that they want to do to move from that place of stuckness to clarity. So I thought I'd share some testimonials that I'd had today because those have just been insightful for me too. Like this from a client I was coaching, the impact was profound, where I was able to move from self-doubt into action. And it just reminds me again of how much I've been looking at how to move from self-doubt into action, leaving my corporate career to go and follow my passions. That's been a bumpy ride at times, but I've seen for myself and so have others how to make that change. Another client, the main theme was around my way of thinking, perspective, and how that affects my experience. That's been the exploration. Like our thinking and perspective can totally change our experience from one of being stuck to one of being clear. Accessing the metaphorical world opened up various possibilities from which to look at the challenges I was tackling and have a clear and literal sense of what felt right for me. This speaks so much to this idea, another client again, of how when we look at things, be that within, at the formless, at the ideas, using metaphors, how helpful that can be to see things differently. And from there, I could come back to the more rational world and implement the practical steps. that after doing that, we know what to do next. Like, that's what's on offer. And I've been thinking about this journey in terms of let the sun shine through. That really resonates for me, the idea that sometimes we can be stuck in our thinking, and that working with others, we can get to that place where we can see the sun again. But what's really coming up for me today is this idea that actually the sun's there within. Like, what we're really doing is getting back within to see that clarity, to see that wisdom, to see how to move forwards again. This from another client. The set of life priorities has become much clearer. I'm now living my best life. That feels so powerful to me, and it's also very reflective of the journey I've been on. So, if anything in my video today resonates, I'd love to hear from you.